Today, I'm sharing the best parts about my experience living abroad. Let's check it out. Hi, my name is Lauren and I've been living in Limburg, the southernmost region of the Netherlands, for just about 5 months now, after previously spending my entire life in America. Today is all about sharing the best parts of my experience so far. But if you're interested in learning about the worst parts too, check out my Living Abroad Cons video after you finish this one. I like to consider myself a glass half full kind of person, so I'm really excited to share this part of my story with you. Without further ado, the pros of living abroad. Number 1, living in a small community. I have been living in Sittard for just about 5 months now. Sittard has a population of roughly 40,000, so nothing too big, but large enough to have access to everything you need. My favorite parts about living in a small community are that I always feel safe, mostly everyone has been extremely helpful and kind to me, and even though I've only been here for a few short months, I've already began to recognize people. Seeing people around town that I knew was ultimately what started to make this place feel more like home. Number 2. Easy access to cool nearby cities and affordable travel. The red pin on the map is Sittard. As you can see, it's extremely close to Belgium and Germany, and not far from France, Luxembourg, Switzerland, and Italy. Living in this area has its perks. Not only is it less than 30 minutes from 3 really cool cities, Aachen, Maastricht, and Valkenburg, but it's also only 20 minutes from the German and Belgian border. Here are just a few snippets capturing some scenery from the nearby cities I just mentioned. It's also very easy to find affordable flights and trains to cool places. For example, I flew from Dusseldorf, Germany to Tenerife, Spain for only 95 USD. In US terms, that's roughly the same as getting a flight from the Midwest to Florida for less than $100 round trip, which, if you ask me, is quite uncommon. Another cheap flight I can reference is a vacation I just booked for late February. I found a round-trip direct flight from Dusseldorf to Madeira, Portugal for only 170 USD. The prices for flights within Europe are just simply incredible. And I can't forget to mention the option and convenience of taking a train. Unlike America, you can take a train just about anywhere. Over Christmas, I booked a train ticket to France for under 150 USD. It's convenient because, as someone who normally drives on road trips, I could actually be more productive and get stuff done while riding instead of having to keep my eyes glued to the road for hours. Plus, there's always a toilet available, so no pit stops needed. I can't stress enough how much I love the affordable travel to really unique destinations within Europe, all thanks to living in such a travel-friendly area. Number 3, my apartment. Our apartment is tucked away in a wooded area outside of the city center. This secluded spot makes me feel very safe, but is still only 3 kilometers from the grocery stores and the rest of the shops in town. The building itself is enormous, as it used to be a monastery back in the day, but now is newly renovated into a hotel and an apartment complex. I love this apartment for how spacious it is, about 900 square feet or 83 square meters for reference, with the really tall ceilings making it feel even larger. Plus, my rent is half of what I used to pay while living in Charleston, South Carolina. The rent includes a gym, parking, furniture, Wi-Fi, gas, electric, and water, all for a fixed monthly price, which was a really bizarre concept considering I've always had to pay for electric and water based on usage. Oh, and I can't forget about our complex having the best handyman. Number 4, friendships. I feel so lucky to say I've made some really great friendships by moving abroad. My boyfriend's hockey team connected us with such fun people, and we've been so fortunate having old friends visit us too. The best times are spent together with a few drinks and some excellent food, of course. maybe more than just a few drinks on the rare occasion. Number 5, groceries. Every grocery store run begins with my favorite Dutch word, winkelwagen, aka shopping cart. For someone who doesn't eat meat, tasty plant-based protein options are a must. And that's one thing the Netherlands has ample options of. They have this incredible plant-based salmon fillet that is the closest thing I've tasted to actual fish since I became vegetarian, and an excellent meatless kebab that has wonderful flavor and texture. I've also found that the grocery stores here have excellent and affordable dairy-free yogurt options. Take this 500-gram container, for example. It's less than $3 USD. I put it in my oats almost every morning for some extra protein. And this full kilo of natural peanut butter, just about $6 US. Another favorite part of my grocery experience here is recycling plastic bottles and cans for coupons. We recycled almost 10 items and got $2.65 off of our grocery bill. Between my boyfriend and I, we spend on average €90, $100 USD a week on groceries, and that's for 2 people that eat a lot. So in total, roughly $200 each per month, which is probably about the same, if not a little less than what I paid in the States. But the bigger difference is that I feel like I'm getting a better variety of foods as well as higher quality. Number 6, living in an exercise-friendly area. If you didn't know this already, let me be the one to tell you. The Dutch love their bikes. Just to put things into perspective, as of 2024, the population of the Netherlands was a little under 18 million. Yet, the country was calculated to have 24 million bikes, meaning there are more bikes than there are people here, which is just wild. The positive of this is that there are so many bike paths everywhere, and for someone like me, whose main form of exercise is running, I'm living in a dreamland. Although I'm not the biggest fan of biking, it's so nice being in a community with so many active people. Random note, how cool is it to say that when I go on a run, I literally run to another country? This quaint little German village is less than 2 miles from my apartment. Number 7, a very simple visa process. My boyfriend and I drove to Den Bosch, a city a little over an hour away, for a visa appointment with the Dutch immigration office. It only took us 2 days to schedule an appointment with them, and a short week after, I already had a working permit in the Netherlands. I couldn't believe how seamless this process was. Number 8, easy transportation. In America, I don't think I would have survived without my car. Outside the major cities in the States, you rarely see bus transit, subways, and most rare of all, passenger trains. Biking is even a bit more tricky because there are hardly any bike paths. Speaking as someone who can't drive while abroad, I am spoiled having the option to bus, train, or bike almost anywhere. Not to mention easy access to several major airports. I live within a 2-hour train ride from the Dusseldorf, Brussels, and Amsterdam airports. Between these airports, you can find reasonably priced flights everywhere. One mode of transportation that's less common abroad is Uber. It does exist, but it's not near as popular as it is in the States. Number 9, my work. I love my work for several reasons. First, my coworkers are all lovely people to spend time with. We have a lot of fun together. Being in an environment where work feels a bit like play makes the day go by so much quicker. Second, I love being active. On average, I get between 8 to 10K steps during a 7-hour shift. Tie that in with my 7-mile bike ride to and from work, and I've already got myself a day's worth of exercise. And third, on the days I'm in the kitchen, I get to add my own input in what we're cooking, as well as sample our tasty creations, a foodie's ideal working condition. And finally, number 10, getting out of my comfort zone. Uprooting my life from everything that was familiar to me caused some serious discomfort. I've had to learn to be okay with language barriers and feelings of loneliness and feeling homesick. Discovering new hobbies like crocheting, video editing, and baking everything and anything from cinnamon buns to crepes has helped me cope with the challenges. These challenges haven't been easy, but when I take a step back and reflect on the 5 months I've spent apart from family, friends, and other sources of familiarity and comfort, I'm really proud of how far I've come. Getting out of my comfort zone and moving abroad is probably the best decision I could have ever made for myself. Because what other time is there ever going to be for me to do something as adventurous, scary, challenging, yet outright exciting than now? I hope you enjoyed the show, and if you did, please hit the thumbs up for me. Thank you so much for watching. More to come soon.